Hi everyone, and welcome to the Seemedia video guide for Fillboard installation and POS implementation at petrol sites. Firstly, we'll take a look at the equipment you need to complete this job. There will be several items that will be sent to you from Crossmark. The first of these is 2 collapsible safety cones. These are very important to keep you safe on the job. The safety cones come in white boxes and they're collapsible. So pull the cone up from the centre to expand it to its full height. These can then be collapsed again once you've finished working for ease of storage. Secondly, we'll provide you with a high vis vest. This must be worn at all times while working on the petrol forecourt for your safety. You'll also be supplied with a dummy nozzle. You use this to replace the nozzle you're working on to stop the alarm ringing at the service counter and also to cut off the fuel flow. You'll be sent the Fillboards themselves, one for every nozzle on each site you're visiting. And this is the rubber Fillboard. You'll also be sent plastic lids, and there is one plastic lid to house point of sale for every Fillboard. There are a couple of items that you'll need to provide, and you can expense these to Crossmark. Firstly, you'll need a spray bottle of cleaning fluid such as spray and wipe. And secondly, you'll need a heavy-duty cloth or rag. Something like an old t-shirt is good, but a Chux is not strong enough. Before commencing work on site, sign in with the site manager and advise them of the work that you are conducting. All of the Fillboards have been pre-approved, so introduce yourself from Crossmark that you're representing Seemedia and that you're there to install approved advertising Fillboards on their nozzles. Make sure you note the manager's full name, as you'll need to report this on your form. In the unlikely event of any manager refusing, call field support immediately on 1800 444 437. As mentioned, your high vis vest must be worn at all times while working on site. Wear some old clothing that you don't mind getting dirty. The first thing you need to do when starting work is to place the safety cones on either side of the bowser you are working on. This will stop cars pulling up to that bowser and allow you to complete your work safely. Take the first pump from the cradle and replace it quickly with the provided dummy nozzle. This will stop the alarm ringing at the service desk and also stop the fuel flow. You then need to remove the splash guard from the petrol nozzle you are working on. The splash guard is the round guard at the top of the insulator. Spray plenty of cleaning fluid and use a twisting motion to take off the splash guard. Then you need to install the Fillboard. This does take a bit of strength, but it can be done. A trick is to use lots of cleaning fluid as lubricant, so spray onto the rubber insulator of the nozzle and also inside the Fillboard itself. This will help you get it on. Pull up the opening of the Fillboard and use a twisting motion. This will also help you get it on. So pushing quite hard and twisting and making sure that the Fillboard fits securely over the insulator of the nozzle. It's very important that you then replace the splash guard. This is a very important step for OH&S reasons, so please make sure you do this correctly. You'll notice once the Fillboard has been installed, there is an area that's been cut away so that the insulator of the nozzle is exposed. And this is where the splash guard needs to fit onto. You'll notice most insulators have this line, and this is where the splash guard needs to be attached to. The splash guard itself has these little teeth that attach to the insulator. So when you're refitting the splash guard, make sure you push it very securely and firmly right up to that line we saw earlier on the insulator, so that there's no gap and that the splash guard is securely attached. Once again, use a twisting motion to make sure it's attached securely. Give it a little test. It shouldn't come away if you apply a little bit of pressure to the splash guard. So please make sure these splash guards are reinstalled very securely to the insulator on the nozzles. Once you're all done, wipe the nozzle clean of any excess cleaning fluid so that it's nice to use by customers. You then need to attach the plastic lids to the Fillboards. This is a very simple job. You'll notice there's a small hole at the top of the Fillboard that the prong on the plastic lid slides into very easily. This is where the point of sale is housed. So please insert the point of sale into the plastic lid. Very simply, lift up the plastic lid on the Fillboard, insert the point of sale. It's cut so that it fits nicely into the plastic lid, and make sure that you firmly push down on the plastic lid so it snaps shut over the rubber on the Fillboard. And there you have an installed Fillboard with its lid and the point of sale. Do not install Fillboards on LPG gas nozzles or high flow diesel nozzles. Regular diesel are okay. If a site does have regular diesel nozzles, leave 2 of these without Fillboards on every site. Now you may encounter what we call OPW nozzles. These are an older style and they're larger than the ZVA nozzles. We have supplied you with a small number of larger OPW Fillboards to fit to these nozzles. This is what an OPW nozzle looks like, and it should have OPW written on the side of the insulator. And these are the larger OPW Fillboards that you can use to install on these nozzles. If you do find them on site, you must accurately report the quantity on your forms, as well as the total quantity of OPW Fillboards that you installed. We also need an accurate count of all nozzles on site except LPG gas and high flow diesel. Do take care when you're reporting that your data entry is accurate. Mistakes lead to big headaches, so we're relying on you for accurate information when you're reporting online. Always carry out work in a safe and courteous manner, giving way to customers at all times. Your work area must be left clean and safe on completion of tasks. Remember to sign out with the site manager on completion of work. If you have any questions, call your state manager or field support and they'll do their best to answer any questions you may have. Thanks for your hard work.